Welcome into a new video. So I haven't made a trade breakdown video like this in at least a couple of months. So I just wanted to do it. I wasn't able to actually record the beginning of this trade. I'm gonna try to throw in some clips of my Instagram stories where I have been talking about this move for a couple of days now. All right, so here's the move that I was talking about on AUD CAD. We finally broke above resistance, came down, and even though I entered in there, had some drawdown on this before finally now we're starting to go up. And the way that I'm planning to manage this trade is either now with the break of this high, I may slightly reduce the stop, but for sure once we break above here, 99,100, that's where I'm gonna move my stop loss up to like here. But as of right now, we still haven't hit our full target. So this is still technically anything could happen here. I am going to now place my stop loss right at the bottom of this candle, so slightly in profit, and that's reducing my risk to 0. So I also wanted to show my trade on this right here. I'm purposefully not showing obviously the account balance since I keep that private. That fluctuates depending on how good my week is, how good my month is. But as you see right now, we're currently up 10K on this. Not bad at all. This is my biggest trade in 3 weeks because I'm gonna talk about the reality of trading. I'm not gonna come on here and say, look, this is what happens every single time. Man, we had our last 3 trades have either been a small loss around 2 to 2.5 thousand or a break-even trade, which was like a $100 profit. And I can show you some of these moves that did not go how I thought. So let's just be very clear that I'm not coming on here and saying that this always happens. Like, definitely not. And I'm very consistent on my Instagram story showing it, but I am going to make more videos about this. But yeah, you can see here some of the moves. Look at Euro NZD, didn't play out. GU didn't really play out how I thought. I thought it was gonna go down, it did not go down. But anyways, with that being said, now that you understand the right context behind this, first of all, why did I even enter in this trade? And then second of all, what's my plan moving forward? So first of all, let's start on doing our top-down analysis. I entered in, technically the candle was bearish when I entered in, but the daily time frame has been using this EMA at the bottom. This is not always going to happen. It really does not set up this way very commonly. But in this case, we actually have a bullish trend on the daily, which means we've been consistently going higher. We've been bouncing off. We bounced off of 97,500, and ever since then, we've been having pretty strong candles to the upside. So that's why it was okay for me to enter on this bearish candle when I did enter in, but we were retesting into a key level, 98,600. Now let's go down into the 4-hour chart. This is where you start to see it in a lot more detail. When I entered in on the 4-hour chart, this is where you can clearly see that this was a shift of structure setup. So I have 2 main setups, a shift of structure and a break and retest continuation. So one is where we just continue with the trend. The other is where you have a trend that starts to change into a different trend. And this is this one. We broke above. The second we broke above, that made it bullish. Obviously, you see over the weekend, we had a gap to the upside. And since we had that gap, which by the way, I was in short on GU and I exited out on Friday, and that saved me from a loss. So I exited at break even on GU. Anyways, we came down, retested into it, and the first time we retested into it, obviously I wanted to be in this buy position because we're bouncing off of the EMA. We have a Fibonacci. I would draw it from the bottom of this move to the top of this move. We have a Fibonacci right around the 38%. Now, if I did draw it here, yes, it would have been around the 50 to 60%, but realistically, probably wasn't a full 50 pullback, that actually foreshadows why we had drawdown on this trade. That's why we had drawdown. But then I entered in. So we have the EMA, the Fib, or at least I thought the Fib was a confluence, but it was actually going against me. And then we had an entry confirmation, which I would actually have to go down into the smaller time frames for that. So if I'm here on my 1-hour chart, which is my smallest time frame, This is where you see that we started to get a lot of wick rejections to the bottom. And this is what confirms that not only is this the right, could this be the right trade? Yes, but I need that confirmations to know that this is the right time to enter. That's what gave me the entry confirmation. And that's what told me, okay, now is the right time to enter the trade because of those wick rejections. That was my entry confirmation. So you could already see how a lot of confluences are lining up at this 98,600 price, which is why I entered in right there using that 4-hour EMA, expecting the market to go higher. We had some profit initially, but then it came down and gave us some drawdown. It came quite close to our stop loss, not very close, but quite close, maybe around 10 to 13 pips away. And ultimately, we came right back up. Yesterday, we consolidated a bit inside of this area where I was watching and I was saying, okay, there is a real chance that this does not go bullish at this point because it was just consolidating. But I also did not have any evidence that the market was going to go against me, so I did not close out of that trade early. That's where a lot of traders would have made a mistake, and they would have closed out of this trade, eventually eating up their potential profit that they could have had. They killed the profit they could have had, and then they feel the emotions. Imagine what they feel now watching this market go up when they were in the correct trade. This is why you have to make decisions based out of logic. So that way, even if something like this happens and you closed out, at least you made the choice out of logic and not out of boredom or out of fear and anxiety. So because it started to consolidate a bit, that does not mean I just immediately close out. If it would have consolidated for a week straight, okay, that's a different story. Because then the probability of us going higher is lower. But if it just consolidates for a day, just one singular day, that's fine. We are swing trading at the end of the day. So I had no evidence to close out, stayed in the trade. Today we actually had some catalyst. So if you can see here, there was a Canadian news that occurred today at 8:30 a.m. And that was truly the catalyst which drove this price to make such a strong movement to the upside. We were in the correct direction. It was just a matter of waiting for the market to have some type of reason to make that strong move. And now if I use this piece of information, which is that we had a Canadian news, and then I compare that to the fact that we consolidated yesterday, we ranged, which I would have to go into the smaller time frames for you to truly see it, but we were ranging inside of here. Now I understand why it occurred. It happened because of the news. The market was reacting slowly because it was in anticipation of the big movement and volatility that was going to come in. So now I can tell myself a story and I understand the overarching idea of where the market was going and why it was going to do it. I just talked about this on my Instagram story as well, where I said the reason why I like seeing moves like this and I celebrate moves like this is because when you have a big movement like that with momentum, it's like the market telling you, hey, I am going in this direction. So if you're ever looking to trade a shift of structure, we could even use this as an example right here. When you see strong movements like that, that's the market trying to tell you where it's going to go, most likely. Notice how after a move like this, the market started to trend upwards. It's not fail-proof, but I know now that this occurred, the probability of us hitting our take profit on this is much higher. So I'm going to update this video. I'm going to come back once we get some type of outcome. My plan for the trade right now is to watch it closely, to get out in profit somewhere around 400 to 500. So we're already getting close because this is going to be a 2.5 or 2.4 risk to reward ratio for about 80 pips of profit. That's my plan to get out in profit. Now, let's say it comes down and starts forming some type of support, or maybe let's say actually it forms support down here and then it bounces back up. This is a potential where it might actually start to reverse. If it was going to do that, then I would move my stop loss up from here, from break even into here, which would be profit. That's a potential, but like right now, let's just give it some time. If the market does come into this area, I'm closing out and I'm taking my profit. I'm happy with that profit. That's the plan. So hopefully I can update this right now, and I will see you guys very soon. So it's June 1st now. It's already Monday. So that trade that we had from last week, just to recap for a second, we took that on Wednesday. We had some drawdown on that trade here on Wednesday, moving into Thursday early. Or this was late Wednesday into early Thursday. And essentially we were pretty much inside of this area where we were hovering between profits, sometime in drawdown, and then back into profit. From there, obviously on Friday is when I started to record this video. We essentially, we broke down this trade, kind of my plan for it. Now, one thing is, at this point, I am out of the trade. So I got out here right around 172. So right there, 99, 172. And the reason I decided to exit out here, which I actually have to find my phone here for a second. So yeah, essentially we got out of this trade here right around 172. You can see that. I don't know why it's so blurry. I'm trying to get it to focus better. So we got out at 172. That's the price level. And you know what it is? First of all, we're close to a 1 to 2 on that exit. It's not a 1 to 2, but the fact is the market started to slow down a bit over the weekend, and this could definitely still go bullish. Let's go ahead and make the webcam smaller. This can definitely still go bullish. There's nothing wrong with that, but I did notice that it failed to break that high to the left. So I'm like, you know what? Let's play it safe. Let's just close out here at the start of the week. Let's secure some profit. So that way I'm going into this week with some profit already, technically rolling into it. And on top of that, I can focus on some other markets that I'm looking to trade. Now, the main reason why I closed out is because, yes, as the market did attempt to go higher, it ultimately failed to go higher. And it was just pretty slow. It was pretty slow. I held it over the weekend to see if maybe we were going to gap up and continue the overall trend. We still might continue the trend, and maybe, this does continue, but I do think this was a pretty good choice. So just to recap this trade, I mean, you guys will know the overall outcome. Maybe this market just continues to go higher. That's a very real possibility, honestly, just based on this pullback that we just had. But it's fine because I also have other markets that I'm obviously looking at, and freeing up the space on this one while still securing almost double the amount that I was risking. I think that's a pretty good choice. So in this case, I just did it because I saw the market starting to slow down, and I thought that at that point there was a high probability we were going to come back into break even. And once we reached break even, I would have to exit out of the trade at that point. So essentially I would have missed out on all of the profit that I had. Now, don't get in the habit of doing this all the time. I rarely do this, but in this case, I think because of the fact that I've been holding this since Wednesday, it's already been a couple of days, and it's already a new trading week, I think it makes sense to do it. So that concludes this trade. Like I said, you guys, I'm gonna post this right now, but you guys will be able to know the overall outcome of it if you watch this in a couple of hours or in a couple of days. So you could definitely go ahead and check that out. But the idea is I'm gonna be trying to do these videos every single week. Even when there's boring trades, slow trades, maybe when there's no trades, I'll still make one of these videos just recapping everything that I saw for the week and all of the opportunities that I could have had. But most weeks, I would say like 95% of the weeks, I do find a trade, at least one. So I could make this type of video for every single one of the trades, or maybe just like the top trade of the week. But right now I'm averaging between 1 to 2. So it's like 1.5 per week. So yeah, very interested to see how everything goes. I think the markets are starting to move very nice. We have some news coming later, but nothing too crazy. Except for Friday when we finally have that NFP news coming out. So yeah, there's a lot of nice markets here, a lot of really, really good ones. So I'm very excited to see how this sets up. We were looking at Euro USD to go long, but it started to essentially consolidate inside of here. So there's no more longs there, but whatever. We'll stay up to date, and I'll be making another video soon. Leave a comment if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.